It is with such great pride, immense admiration, deep affection, that I give you our sister president, one of the truly, truly great Americans, Dr. Johnetta Cole.
My sisters and my brothers all, we are in church. And so I have to say to you, good evening. But it is also a great getting up evening. Hanging with young'uns, as one inevitably does as a college president, should teach you new language and new ways. And so one of the things that the young'uns have taught me is that you gotta do shout-outs. You gotta do shout-outs. You can't just call folks names. You have to do shout-outs. And my first shout-out is to Brother President Marvin. Though I deeply, deeply respect, admire, and love my brother friend Marvin, there's one thing I don't like about him. And that is that he takes advantage of the fact that there's nothing that is legal and moral that he could ask me to do that I would not. And so if he asked me to stand on my head, drinking a glass of milk, singing the Star Spangled Banner, I'd give it a try. But I want you to know that it is one of the very, very special relationships in my life. And now to have the joy of getting to know the first sister of Oberlin College, Sister Amy, and these just extraordinary children. It's a pure joy. I also want to do a shout out for the Brother Rev, for the Brother Rev David Hill, who it seems to me, at least in our interaction over dinner, manages to walk in this position of leadership in the way that one should, with humbleness and with a sincere commitment to do the work. It's fine to keep the faith, but you also got to do the work. And the third shout out, for somebody who's been the president of women's colleges, why am I calling all these brothers names? The third shout out goes to yet another brother leader, and that is Eric Nuremberg, who is in a leadership role in this city. And though I have never been in such a position, I've got sense enough to know that the quality of life in a place is in some way related to the quality of leadership in that place. So those are my shout outs. But there's one more. I could not possibly be in the same place with Brother Professor Al McQueen. goes the soul of this place. There goes the soul of this place. So, my sisters and my brothers all, good evening. It really is an honor and a joy for me to be in this place, in beautiful and historic First Church. A church that was established 1 year after Reverend John J. Shepherd and his colleague, fellow P. Stewart, founded Oberlin. We are in a church that hosted the Oberlin Anti-Slavery Society. We are in a church that sheltered escaping slaves who were fleeing toward freedom. During this year, when Oberlin College celebrates its 175th year, there could be no better place for us to have a conversation about the importance of education and the relationship between a town and a college called Oberlin. Indulge me for just a moment as I give voice to how important a college and a town called Oberlin. These places have been and continue to be important in my life and work. As the brother president shared with you, I grew up in Jacksonville, Florida. Now, I don't know my homeboys in there. Booker, Brother Booker, are you here? Homeboy! I grew up in Jacksonville, Florida, where there were 2 messages delivered to me. The first was that the laws and the mores of the segregated South said I was a second-class citizen, that I had to live and to work within the limited confines of what black people were capable of doing, or had the right to do. But thank God, she told my parents to deliver another message. And consistently delivered to me by my parents was the message, and also my community, that segregation is morally wrong. And that if I set high goals that had to include a commitment to a good education and lifting others as I climbed, that there was nothing that I could not do. It was at the age of 15, after completing the 11th grade at Stanton High School, the colored high school, that I entered a place of extraordinary intellectual and cultural energy. Fisk University. And how good it is to see my Fisk sister and former professor of Black Studies at Oberlin College, Adrian Jones, here tonight. I entered Fisk as an early entrance student, determined to work hard and make progress toward my goal of becoming a pediatrician. All went well that year until my father died. I thought my world had ended. After all, I was John Thomas Beck Sr.'s baby girl. So emotionally distraught was I that the family made the decision that it would be good if I came to a place called Oberlin College, where my older sister was already a junior a voice and piano at the Oberlin Conservatory.